Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. We are north of the border here in Windsor, Ontario, where in about 15 minutes we might see another strike, this time Canadian workers at Ford going on strike here in Windsor, Ontario, and other Ford plants in Canada. There are 5,100 Ford workers that might go on strike if a contract agreement is not met within the next 15 minutes. Unifor is the Canadian auto union representing Ford, GM, Stellantis workers. Unifor did speak with United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain earlier today. Obviously, UAW, massive strike we've been covering at GM, Stellantis, and Ford. The UAW expressed solidarity with Unifor if Unifor goes on strike. Right now, there is a big gap in wages, pension benefits, among other things, between Unifor in Canada and Ford. We shall see. About 20 minutes ago, Unifor tweeted out that negotiations between Unifor and Ford are continuing, and there is a late caucus meeting scheduled to take place within the hour. A reminder that Unifor Ford members should remain on shift unless they receive explicit instructions from the union indicating otherwise. So who knows? As we speak, it's about 14 minutes till midnight. Technically, the contract ends 11:59. So if they don't have an agreement, we might see workers coming out here, ready to strike. We might not. I don't know. It's Canada. Who knows? But it would be really a first of its kind to see United Auto Workers, U.S. Auto Workers, and Canadian workers on strike together, which would be international solidarity. So we'll see what happens in just a few minutes.
As you all know, at 11:59 p.m. tonight, our collective agreement with Ford Motor Company will expire. In our last update, my message to you was clear. Yes, there have been constructive talks with Ford, and we have made progress in important areas. Today, with just hours to go before the expiry, a deal is still not in place. We are not where we need to be on key priority issues. Pensions and the wage package are atop that list. As some of you will know from experience, a lot can happen in the final hours of deadline bargaining, and there's still a lot of negotiating to do. But we know where we stand here, and we are not wavering from our core priorities, especially pension improvements. We need Ford to deliver more to meet our members' expectations and demands. It's as simple as that. UAW President Shawn Fain and I have been in touch. In fact, we connected earlier today. Brother Fain and the UAW team are wishing us well on this deadline day, and I thanked him for his support.
Update in the trenches here in Windsor, Ontario. It's 13 minutes till midnight, and I think it's a worker, could be wrong, but somebody came out in their car and told us that they have now pushed the negotiation deadline from midnight to 12:30. According to this woman, the workers, the auto workers and Unifor were just offered a very good deal, is what she said, and the union is going over the offer. So the deadline was now moved from 12 o'clock, the contract ending, to 12:30. They're going to wait. So could have a past the deadline deal, but this is union power. So we'll see what happens, but deadline being moved to 12:30. So we are still under 10 minutes away, but just showing you this jam-packed action going on here in Canada. When we rolled up, there was about, 2 or 3 cars across the street from the plant. Now more cars are lining up. We don't know if we assume they're workers that aren't on shift right now, but they are, like us, waiting to see what happens. So this is right across from the visitors gate, and what started out as 2 cars is now about, almost 10. So you got spectators coming to see what happens, and we are waiting to see what happens. But it seems, from what we were told, that negotiations are being extended. It is 12:03 up here in Windsor, Ontario, and crickets. We do not have any workers rushing out, striking. So that could be good, that could be bad. But the contract technically expired at 11:59, so they are now without a contract, but it seems, not yet on strike. Like I said before, somebody came out saying that Ford had offered a last-minute deal that was, quote, a very good deal, and Unifor, the union, is reviewing it. So we will remain here outside of the Ford plant, but we should know pretty soon. This is union power in action. So we just got second source confirmation that Unifor did receive a last-minute offer from Ford that they are now reviewing. So we're now about 10 minutes past midnight, and that's why there is no announcement of a strike yet, because they are reviewing this new offer. Should say, I mean, this plant here in Ontario makes a lot of the parts that they use in the Detroit plants. So if this plant shuts down, that affects many Ford plants down in Detroit and America. So this in particular would not be good for Ford in terms of productivity and profit if this Ontario plant or all of the Ford plants in Canada shut down. So that's why Ford at the last minute upped their offer. So we shall see what's in that offer. But boy, when the figurative gun is to their head, they sure seem to be able to increase the dollars. Maybe the greedy companies can pay attention for the American workers to this.